Going well. Okay, so when you talk about getting a job to someone, so you mean there's a lot of internal referencing that
Yeah,
goes
it
on
was
around
because
here.
I also got a job before, before joining over here. I got an opportunity in one of the companies, is Business Bay itself. It was through Bait.com,
Okay.
and the person was impressed just because I had a video resume.
Oh.
That's it. And he called me. I was in, by default again, I was in India at that time. So I called him from there. I came over here. I gave an interview. It was a designation of sales engineer. And it was an Indian firm and office over here. Sunil Shetty brand ambassador. So it's not a small firm.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was a good firm.
Okay.
He was paying me really good. In an internship, he was paying me really good.
Yeah, I think you told me about that.
Yeah,
but
I
please
told you.
carry
Yeah,
on.
so he was paying me very good, and he was ready to take the entire expense for everything. But I told him that okay, I will get back to you tomorrow in 2 days. He said you can take the decision right now. I said I need to consult my parents and so on because it was my first job ever.
Yeah.
Then next day he said no, you have 1 day to answer it to me. I said okay. Next day I called him. I apologized. I said sorry, I can't take the job just because it was the month of August. My visa was expiring the month of August end, so I could have stayed only till September.
Okay.
And I told him very frankly that I can't continue with your job because the moment I get a permanent job in my core field, I will leave your job, and I don't want you to leave in between.
Yeah.
So it would be like betrayal to you. So he just told me, okay, this is the attitude if you have, that's the best thing that you have, and have it for the entire life. Be like that.
Yeah.
He said, and that's it. We ended on good terms. But yeah, it was a very good experience because it was my first job experience ever, interview experience.
Interview experience.
It was great. He grilled me, but for me, it's like even if you grill me, I will never leave my confidence. So that's what worked in my favor because his last question was that your interview didn't go so well, but still, why shall I hire you? I told him very frankly, you grilled me, and I totally accept it. The interview didn't go well, but yeah. What you're looking for is a sales engineer. The most important quality for a sales engineer is communication skills and confidence. That's what I have, and that's what you're looking for. You're not looking for technical thing or anything else. So he said, okay, you're hired. That's what he said.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I said, okay, I need time to think about it.
Yeah. That is good. I mean, it's good that you didn't take that decision in haste because looking back, you got this opportunity.
Yes, and I'm glad I had this. Yes.
Yeah. Tell me more about the relationship that you built with your supervisor and how that offer came about.
I will start with the problems that I faced. When I was hired, I used to be in head office, and all the so over here, what happens is
before you were hired. So start from the school days, like when he was your mentor.
Okay, when he was my mentor, like I guess I removed the kind of professionalism that you have with your faculty usually, because the first thing I saw in that in the person was that I complimented it and said, you don't look like a professor to me.
Right.
Because he's 42 years old and he's really handsome.
Oh.
My director. So I told him on the face. I guess he felt offended because he didn't expect that. But I told him, your personality is totally different. You are the way you dress, and you don't like a professor. You look like a student over here.
Yeah.
So he was still perplexed what happened with him. Like, I complimented him. Might be he was not used to it, or might be he never got compliment from a student.
Did he ever teach you?
Yeah, he taught me CFM, Construction Financial Management. But then what happened, luckily, we went to an empty room and there was one person sitting only in that, like 200 people can sit in that room, and one person was my friend. He was working on his dissertation. He asked me in actions, who is this guy? I said, my professor, and he was shocked because he also thought that he's like a student. He's like a part-time student. So then before again sitting, my director again asked me that, why did you say that to me? I said, if you don't trust me, if you see the person behind, while we were walking in, he asked me the same question just in actions. And he was also shocked that you are a professor. So what I said was right. So from that day, we started on a very friendly note.
Right.
That's what happened. And that my director is actually very strict with deadlines. So it's like you set your own deadlines.
Right.
But the moment you set it, you need to abide by them. You can't change them later on.
Yeah.
So during my dissertation, I was like, my dissertation, I guess I remember, should have ended by 8th of August.
Okay.
And by second week of July, I was 2 weeks behind the schedule.
Okay.
So he replied back to me, because before I started everything, I gave him a full schedule. This is my timetable, this is how I'm going to do, and so on. So he replied, he said, I think we are not moving as per schedule. Simple message. So please buck up and I hope you complete the dissertation on time. That's what he told me. that pushed me like anything, because my dissertation was based in India. So I was in India taking all the interviews. I was traveling because my dissertation was like taking interviews from all across India, from central India, from like south of India. So I was traveling throughout. So I was like, for me it's like, no, this shouldn't happen.
Did you do qualitative as well?
Yeah.
So you know how it is.
So I was like, no, this shouldn't happen with me. And this was mid of July. I completed my dissertation in 2 weeks. By end of July, I submitted my dissertation.
Really? You did the data analysis?
I did everything. I was like, I worked day and night. For me, the thing is, if I have committed, I need to perform.
Right, simple. And that's what he played on.
Yeah, exactly. So I completed it, and thank God I completed it, because as of I remember, he was traveling and he said, okay, come to the office. I came over here. I gave him a hard copy. He said, okay, I'm flying. I will read it on the plane. On my flight, I will read it. I gave it to him. Thank God I gave it to him. And then he came up with all the points, all the references. He said, no, this can be changed. This is how we can do it better, and so on. Then I again worked on it. I guess my final was done. My submission was 20th of August or 20th of August, as if I remember.
It is around 2025.
Yeah, exactly. And I was done with my dissertation, submitted on the 9th of August. I said, I'm done, I have submitted. And all of my other friends in international business and marketing, they had submission on 31st of August.
Okay.
And I was helping everyone. Trust me, I was like, I have done my dissertation, but I'm still helping all the other people. All of my friends, I was with them and I was helping them with the dissertation. They said, okay, we liked your dissertation, so you have to help us in our dissertation. And I had some part-timers who knew my director very well, because I didn't know that he's such a big person in the industry, because he's very well known in the industry. So people used to say, go and ask him for the job. So I said, I have this attitude, like he can refer you anywhere, while I was doing the dissertation.
Right.
This was at that time. I said, no, I am not that kind of a person who will go to a person and ask for a reference. If he wants to give me a job, he will call me himself. He will call me himself and he will give me a job. Simple. He will give me a reference and I will go and do the interviews. That's what happened actually. So after my dissertation was done, so I met him and your dissertation was very good and this and this. And he said, I was in India and he said, I want to do a research paper on your dissertation.
Okay.
So then I was...
He wants to publish.
Yeah, he wants to publish. Simple. So he said, you have to work with me. And I was in India at that time. He said, what the hell are you doing in India? I said, I was looking for a job in Dubai and I didn't find one. So he asked me, what kind of a job you're looking for? What do you know? Blah, blah, blah. He asked me all the... He said, send me a CV, send me everything in detail, what you know about the planning and costing and so on. I told him everything. Then he said, okay, on Sunday you have an interview. That was Wednesday. He said, Sunday you have an interview in my company. If my company doesn't work out, I will refer you in other companies. I don't know how you come, but you have to come. Come and meet Mr. Ivan. That's what he just told me. I said, okay. So I arranged the visa and everything. I came on a tourist visa. Like within 3 days, I came here. Luckily, I had all the rounds in one day. Took the entire one day. Then I met Miss Mariam at the end. And everything was finalized. I got the job, and that's how I came into the company. But after that, it took 2 months just because of all the I told.
And your mom must be like,
oh yeah, no. But trust me, the best thing was usually what happens in India is that your father knows everyone and you just get a job. But the moment I came back with the job on my own, the hug that I got from my father, I didn't get for the last 21 years of my life. He was so proud that, okay, I got a job on my own, on my capabilities, on my knowledge, and he was really happy.
That is the best moment.
Yeah, that was the best moment of my life, I would say, yes, indeed. Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice. So basically, it was through a connection, but it came through the work, the skill that you showcased, the work that you've done, your talent, and of course the interview. So it wasn't great, like, okay, just because I have a contact or connection.
It doesn't work like that, because eventually everyone you refer, even I refer, if I refer someone, I'm responsible for that person's like kind of output that he gives to the company. And if the person doesn't perform, then it comes on my name.
Your reputation.
Exactly, it comes on my reputation. So that's what happened with him. So if I don't perform, his name is going to go down in the company, and that's what happened.
Very true.
Yeah, that's what happened actually, because of what our company has, ASGC Academy. I guess I've told you about that earlier.
Yes.
So. I had
what is this called?
ASGC Academy. It's about nurturing the young talent in the company for fast track growth. So this was started by my director himself, and for that we had series of...
I really need to interview him.
I guess Miss Caroline will arrange, and we'll see to it. he can be there.
Okay, great.
And then Miss Mariam took my interview again, because for AGC Academy we had HR interview from the scratch. And she asked me, oh yes, you are the person who was referred by Mr. Megan. When I was hired. So she also remembered, okay, I was hired by Mr. Megan and I was performing well, that's why I'm here sitting in front of her for the AGC Academy thing. So then there were like 4 people from my department who were referred, and I was the only one who cleared the interview and I got into the academy.
Okay.
That's what happened.
and that's why you went to China earlier.
Yeah, that's
right?
exactly.
How was that?
I went to China. I went to the UK because of that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about the UK part. I know you went to UK.
Yeah, I went to the UK. It's like I went to China because my topic was confidential. I can't discuss about my topic, but my topic was related to something in China. So my company sent me to China.
You already told me, but it's fine.
On the record, I can't. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, so we went to China with my director, and we really liked it.
Okay.
Because of that only, I went to Cambridge to convert. So I went to University of Cambridge, and they have a course that says that how to convert an innovative idea into a business plan. So I come from a technical background. I don't have commercial perspective or the thing. So for that, it was like a 1-week intensive course. We used to start at 7 a.m. end by 7 p.m. It was really intensive for 1 week, and
how was it?
The experience was amazing. Literally, I could see. I have a technical presentation of that thing, and I have a business presentation. I can see the difference altogether. Like anyone who sees, even a blind person, if he sees the difference, he can tell, okay, yeah, this is a business presentation, this is a technical presentation. For me personally, I love the business presentation. I literally, after Cambridge, I hate my technical presentation. That's how it is. I'm like, this is a presentation that you present it to your board director, the board member, to sell the idea. Exactly. This is what I need to present it to my senior management. That's how.
I think universities really need to bring that as part of the course, especially the technical courses, because I know my husband is an engineer. It's very hard to understand what they're trying to say for the layperson.
That's what happened.
For me, it's easy to discuss my topic because everyone knows about human resources. You're in the system because of you've gone through interviews, you've gone through.
That's what happened, because the moment we came over there, and there were people from all over the globe. People are there from the US, from Spain, from China, and so on. So it's such a mixed culture over there. And people started talking about the topics. And what usually, if I'm speaking about my topic, obviously I will use technical words. And I don't know about the other industry. So people are using technical words. And then we told the person, we suggested that, okay, might be the person who is judging you or who is going to invest in your company, because it's a business presentation. So it's not from your industry. So we have to use common words. Then we shifted our presentations into common words. Then slowly we shifted it to commercial perspectives, financials, marketing, and so on and so forth. So that's how it used to work over there.
Even if you don't have a common word, you can have an analogy.
Exactly,
You know, just to try and figure out, okay,
how to not explain in it. Yes, exactly. How to not explain in layman's terms. Exactly.
That, you know, you painting.
Yes, exactly.
This is the varnish.
Yes, that's how it works.
I would think of it like that too.
And it's the first time that our company has done this kind of a thing, and we partner with the University of Cambridge. So our company is listed on University of Cambridge website as of now as partners.
Oh wow!
So that's how.
I think it's going in a different direction, in a better direction.
Yes, because this has all happened since
diversity initiatives and everything.
Since last 1.5 years, this all has happened. Our company is really shifting and
this is
doing towards.
Because
mainly.
You told me it was for the CEO, the change.
Yeah, because our CEO has been there for like long time now. But our CEO is like 36, 37 years of age, and he's really young, and he's striving forward. He's like, I want to expand all over the globe. I don't want to restrict myself only to the Dubai, because our company business is mostly in the Dubai, not even in Abu Dhabi that much. So it's like, I want to diversify really. So now our company is diversifying into Egypt, into Africa, and so on and so forth. And even he wants to nurture the young talent, because those are the ones who are going to benefit the company later on, because all the people who are already settled in the company, they have been here for 17 years and 18 years, they are already managers. How far more they can grow? They can't grow in the company, so they don't have the firepower in them to grow. So that's why the company is trying to invest in the young employees, because they can see the growth in the company. That's what is attracting us as employees, and the company is attracted towards us just because they know they are going to get back something from us. And when the AGC Academy was launched, our CEO was very frank with us. He said, I know we are starting with 12 people. We started with 12 people rather. I know few people will not continue till the end. you will learn because I'm giving you resources, I'm investing in you.
Right.
Might be you don't stick with the company after you have gained the knowledge.
Right.
So, but he said, I don't care about that. He said, I'm investing, I'll be loyal with the people who stay with me even after getting the knowledge. He said, I know people are going to leave. He said, obviously, he said frankly in front of everyone, he said, I know you're going to gain the knowledge, I'm giving you an exposure that I guess no construction company has ever done it.
Right.
That's the thing. We are the pioneers, I would say, for this.
Right. Okay.
So,
especially in a local.
Oh yes, an Egyptian company or any. It's not a multinational company. It's not an MNC.
When I say local, it's not. It's not government or anything. It's a private local.
Exactly.
Firm that was
Exactly. It's a family-owned business, not an MNC.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yes.
So developing this kind of a culture in a company like this, it's remarkable. And people were really shocked in the company who have been in the company for so long. Literally, they have seen the company from nothing to something.
Yeah.
Because I guess before the 2008 company didn't have a name in the market that much.
Right.
But I guess since 2011 and so on and so forth, the company has made a mark. If you say you work for ASGC, that's a different thing altogether. You work for a brand as of now.
Right.
So that's what kind of exposure we get, and that's what happened in the UK. We people from ASGC were the most famous people. Every reference that the professors over there used to give, even the course director used to give, my friend from Middle East. That's how it used to be. My friend from ASGC. That's how it used to be.
How many people did you go with?
3.
Okay.
3 people.
With the cohort, the younger, the academy guys.
The group of 12. Okay. So from the 12 we are now only, we can say 6 as of now.
Okay.
Because rest did not deliver according to the projects. So we are only 6. So 3 of them already went. 3 of them will go, I guess, in the next 2 months or 3 months. That's how it's going to be. Okay. It totally depends on the course that you want to do. So we chose the course. It was not the company enforced the course on us. Okay, you have to go and study only this course.
No. Okay, so you can select.
Yeah, we can select the course which benefits my topic, because it's all about improving your topic. It's not just about.
Basically, from what I understood the last time you said, you're working on some kind of innovation.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, which is groundbreaking. New,
yeah, exactly. Yes.
All of that, and because a lot of technology, when you try to get investors for technology, there's always a lot of questions because it is expensive.
Yeah.
It is
risk involved.
There's a lot of risk involved because it's never been done before.
Yes, exactly.
And everyone questions whether it can be done or not. Like
exactly.
It can be executed or not.
It can be a game changer for the industry or not. That's the most important thing. It can be a groundbreaking idea or not.
And then of course the money part.
Exactly.
Is it going to make money?
But it's not just about a new innovative thing that you want to bring into the industry. It's
an invention.
It's not only an invention. It can be you want to change the way your department works. You want to do lean management.
Right.
So you want to do something that has never happened in the industry, in the company before.
In the company.
That's the idea.
Right.
That was the basic idea. Right. How it all began. And so one of my colleagues has an idea of implementing what we already do in ASGC, but we don't do it in other sister companies because we have 7 companies in altogether.
Okay.
So he wants to implement those kind of things in other companies. Obviously they were reluctant because they have to change the entire system for that. But if they do it, we save a lot of money eventually. So we are already paying for the licenses, we are doing everything, we are already paying. So why not take full utilization of the resources that we already have. And save the money and save the time later on in the market.
Yeah, the first initial investment is going to cost, but in the long run, it's going to benefit.
It's going to benefit. So that's what happened. So it's not just having a new innovative idea. It's about how to change the way the company works in terms of process, in terms of new technology or existing technology that you want to expand into different areas.
Yeah.
And this is how it all was.
It's very interesting. Do you have a counterpart in the academy for HR?
For HR? No. One person had this topic to change. Initially, he had this idea of having that how to change the work culture of the company.
Right.
And unfortunately, he didn't get a lot of backing from the mentors because all the mentors are the directors of the company.
Okay.
So they didn't get a lot of backing.
From Mariam?
Not only from Miss Mariam. It's not only you just need to have one mentor, but eventually you need to convince all the directors of the company, oh yes, your topic is going to make a difference, because in the judging panel, all the directors sit with the CEO. So first you get filtered down by all the judges, all the directors of the company, and then you go and present it to the CEO. That's how it happens.
So it didn't work out.
So each
And the
director
competition.
each director has to give grading to a person. It's like a
It's
matrix.
like a reality show.
Exactly, it's like a matrix.
Like Apprentice type.
Exactly. So you have to, it's like a matrix. So each director is going to rate you. Simple.
Okay.
You go and present your topic in the boardroom. Miss Mariam will be there. All the directors will be there. They will grade you. Simple. And on that grade, you will qualify or you won't qualify. Simple.
Right. Would it be what is the role of that person in the company?
Who's?
Oh,
He was not from HR. He was from a different department altogether.
Wasn't from. Would it be possible to get an interview with him just to kind of see like what went wrong and just to understand?
I can talk to Miss Caroline and hopefully we can arrange an interview.
And even the other academy.
Yeah, no worries.
Right? So at least, and they're your friends,
yeah,
so
exactly,
they can get me those guys, because that will be very interesting. It'll be a whole game changer for this interview.
One person who can who is beneficial is he's part of academy. Then he was hired to do something else, but eventually he ended up doing something else in the company. So he had a big transition in the company. So I guess that kind of was how, because he was constantly in touch with the HR regarding all what was happening with him. So I guess he can help you a lot better. In terms of he can give you different perspectives.
That could give some interesting points and also
because I think you need some different perspectives. You don't want the same stories altogether. It's like you want to know some different things, how the company works in different kinds of situations.
Exactly, because then I can build a story around
exactly
it.
Yes.
It's not just about one person's experience or similar experiences, but it's what you get out of it, and that would be a good theme to go with. With this kind of an environment where you have a young CEO and they're looking forward to a very innovative ways of doing things. So that's really interesting. It's very interesting, and I think I know I obviously can't meet the CEO, but I find that when you talk about research, and I think your director Margaret would agree to this, you bring in a lot of ideas to the table that even I didn't. When I started doing my research, I had certain ideas in my head, and when I would question people and the responses that I got and the thoughts that I got from them were like, wow, really? And that's why I love research, like this part of research anyway, because when you're on the field and collecting, you've done
I have done that, and I had I thought, okay, this is how it works. Because construction industry in India is piece of crap, literally. They don't work according to whatever they plan. It's a totally
everything else.
What you do something, what you plan, it never happens on the side. That's how it works. I had this perspective, and I met I have really good contacts in the industry, and I met all the CEOs and managing directors of big companies, construction companies of India. They said, yeah, you're right that this happens, but it is not as worse as we are thinking from outside. So if you're really in the system, so you get to know, they have a different perspective. Because might be because of because of a big reason, they changed something on the side, or they changed in the company, or whatever it is. But everything is just because of a reason that outside person can't even think about.
Absolutely. It is so eye-opening, because there were things that we talked about in terms of what people would view as inequalities, and that's our next question. So when you think about it that way, but the reasoning that I got from people during the interviews in favor of inequalities was like, what? Wow, I never even thought that anyone could think. And they're the ones who are on the back burner. They're the ones who are suffering the inequality, and they're like, yeah, it's justified. Let me give you an example. I had Asian people who said it's justified that the whites get paid more.
Yeah, that's true. I want to say, even in this company, I would say, that's how it works.
Exactly.
The passport that you have matters a lot.
I know, but how is it justified? So we're going to come to that. There are a lot of reasonings for it.
For me, one simple answer. We'll come to that once we come. I will touch that topic.
So let's start with that. Okay. So have you come across any inequalities of any form when it comes to hiring, selection during the job, and after as well?
I didn't come across any, but I see the culture over here is that obviously preference is given to Arabic-speaking people when they enter into the industry.
Is that because it's family-owned, Arab family-owned business?
Yeah, because they think because as when all the meetings happen, even the senior management meeting happens in this company, it happens in Arabic.
Okay.
But our CEO is totally against it. He speaks English. So he's like, but it's not only him. The president of the company is his father, and he's like 58 or 60 years old, and he's Arabic, and he's the fourth strongest person in the construction industry of the Middle East.
Oh, wow.
So you can't question him to speak any English. Yeah, but he's
not loud and our voice not going up.
no, I don't think so. That's okay. He speaking nothing of the books. It's what is happening in the company itself. So if they were given permission, so he prefers to speak in Arabic. But yeah, he speaks in English too. I won't say he doesn't speak, but yeah, he prefers to speak in Arabic. So if I am presenting and the question is going to come in English, and then a discussion will happen only in Arabic. So as an output to me, I only get a gist of whatever happened, like a summary kind of a thing, and then I move forward with my presentation. That happens with everyone in this company. So whenever you're presenting it to senior management or something, so our CEO will speak in English, I am going to convey the message in English, but the discussion that will happen on the table will be in Arabic. So we get only a summary of the thing in English. That's it. We don't get to know what exactly was discussed, what was the counter.
Maybe someone didn't like the idea and someone's opposing, but you keep that under wraps.
And one more thing, what people feel in this company, even all the people I guess will feel it, that you can grow in this company only if you are Arabic speaking person or you're an Egyptian. Because because people can see, it's very evident, all the senior managers in this company are Arabic or Egyptians or Jordanians, and all the directors are Arabic, and now they're starting shifting towards UK nationals.
Right.
So being an Asian, it's there's hardly any good scope in the company in terms of going to a senior management level position.
Right.
So you can be a manager, but you can never be in a senior level position.
When you say Asian, because Arabs are also Asian, I'll just clarify that to say that you're talking about Indians,
Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, Nepalis, Indian subcontinent, you can say lots of Southeastern Asia.
Right.
Most.
Yeah.
That would be more specific, I guess.
Yeah. So there's a kind of a glass ceiling. You know about the glass ceiling concept for women, right?
No, but this is changing now.
Okay.
The women culture in this company is changing, and this is very evident because I was having a conversation with my director like a few months ago. I don't remember exactly, and he said, "What is happening? We can see only guys in this, men in our office. What is this? Why are there no women? Why is there no equality? It does not mean that women can't do construction. That they are good engineers. So why don't we have?" From that moment, we started hiring women in this company, and I can see the shift in my department only. Okay, yes, we hired a lot of women. In accounts also, I remember there were only 2 women earlier, and now we can see the shift. Okay, yes, they are hiring a lot of women because construction, people assume it's a male-dominated industry.
Yes, so, we always hear that.
That's how it is. That's how I felt. This perspective I had myself. But once I guess our CEO converted to all the directors, no, we want women in this company. HR obviously is mostly women. HR is the only department which has usually, and you can say business development. These two departments have women, and without women, this department cannot run. But for all the other departments and technical departments, accounts and so on and so forth, they were all men-dominated industry.
Right.
So that's why they have changed the culture now to hire more women in the company, and so
that's a good initiative. What about the board of directors? Do you have women in the? I think she sent me the organizational chart, which I need to open.
I don't think so. I guess only Miss Mariam would be there, and might be 1 or 2, but I don't think so many. It's male-dominated. All the board of directors.
Even with all the changes that always happens, there are 2 things usually that when we look at diversity management and look at women particularly, although my research is not focused on women, I have another friend of mine who's doing on women in accounting, her PhD, but mine is not, but because it's involving diversity management and because intersectionality comes into play, women have come up in the previous company also, and like you said, now it's come up here as well. There are 2 things in when it comes to women. In the UK, what research has shown is that there's a glass ceiling concept that the women cannot reach a high position. And there's justification for it, that they have families and they have responsibilities and they're not being able to focus completely only on work. Usually these are the justification. Do you agree with those, or do you think that no, women can actually be in top positions and manage?
For me, I would say yes, they can be, and work suffers. I won't say work does, because I have my colleagues as women, and yes, we can say they find it quite difficult to manage personal and professional life, because I can say this is the fault of guys, the men in their husbands, in the household, because we dump everything on the women and we don't help, and that's what is happening. And so they are not getting support from their partner, and they are the ones who are handling both the personal and professional life. That's the main reason actually. And alhamdulillah, like 2-3 colleagues of mine, they are pregnant as of now, and they are all on vacations. So they are on maternity leaves as of now. So everyone is willing to take up their work and finish up their job, because the moment they come back, they don't feel stressed, and they, all my work is pending, and I need to submit everything, and so on. They have tight deadlines, because what's the point? You're helping them only for a period, and you're just doing some part of their job, but eventually when they come back and they are still not over what happened, and they're still managing their personal life because it's a new addition to their family, and then you leave all the work on them. No, that's also not true. So it's not fair on them. So that's why we help them. It totally depends upon the team that you're working in. Is the team willing to support the person or not? Culture on a company level, we can't say that. On a departmental level, I can say that. So I can say, okay, my department, we are supporting our team. BDM is supporting. This is what happening in my department. A lady just got pregnant. In business development, a lady just got pregnant. She just delivered. In technical department, the same thing happened. And even receptionist, I guess she will go on leave now. So this is what, I guess, it's a baby season in our company. But everyone is stepping up and willing to take up their job, and the partners are helping. That's how it's working. So you can say I have one colleague, she's always on CCTV on her phone, and she's always checking what's happening at her home, with the nanny is taking care of the kid or not. So sometimes it happens that the director comes and something is very urgent to submit. She's in a different mindset altogether, because baby. That's what happens. But we understand as a team, so then we say, okay, share the work and let's complete the task, so that the management does not feel, the director does not feel, oh, something is wrong, and the senior manager does not feel that you're not delivering.
The team camaraderie.
But it happens on a lower level. Director totally understands. I guess all the directors are same in this kind of. They won't pressurize you. They understand what happens, but still, you. As a woman, you always feel, no, I want to check. The men, they won't care what's happening in the home.
I had a friend, we were just sitting, and it's the same, we're in the same house, like, we're in the living room, and she's in the, baby sleeping in the room. She went like 10 times, and
the men will never
20 minutes.
The men will never do that. The men will never do that. It's upon the women's. We assume that it's women's responsibility to take care of their personal life. That's what happens. So that's the thing. Obviously, they find it difficult, but I won't say that stops them from going up, and the ceiling rule does not apply. I would say no, because I was just in the UK, and I can see women at very, very strong positions in the company, and they are running the companies really well. So why not? I don't agree with that.
Over here, UK, now things are changing? Okay.
Even in the UAE, we can see our HR director, even if it's a family-owned business, it does not matter. She's running it very well. She has been managing it. From nothing to something, she has created the HR department on her own shoulders. Because HR in a construction company is okay. Hire accountants, hire engineers, that's it, it's done. But no, they're changing the work culture altogether. Miss Caroline, you can say altogether, she's a senior manager, she's an HR manager. And she is the one, and with the help of Miss Mariam, both of them together are changing the way the department is working, because below them, they are all men, I can say. There are only 2 more ladies. Pauline just entered into the company, and there was Mirel. She's completed almost a year in the company, that's it. All the other people were men. They did not make a change in the department. And I don't want to say that, but that's what mentioned by HR director, Miss Caroline herself, that my team works in a boundary. They don't want to come out of the boundary. They are like, okay, this is the work I have, this is what I get from the system, I'm just going to do that. If you want me to make any change in this kind of form, I won't do it. That's how the department used to work.
Rigid.
Exactly, they're very rigid, they're not flexible. That's how the department used to work. But the moment, that's why everyone loves Miss Caroline. That's the reason. She changed the culture of HR in terms of, from rigidness, they turn into flexible. So even if a team does not do it, she does not ask the team to do it. She's like, I know my team works in a boundary, and these were the exact words she used in front of me, to me, explain, because I faced the same situation. She said, I know my team works in a boundary, but I will do the task for you, don't worry. It's a 2-minute job. So this is how Miss Caroline and Miss Mariam have changed the department. There was no HR policy in terms of increment. a fair policy.
Yes.
In terms of documentation,
Yes.
there was nothing.
Yes.
It happened like, I guess, 1 year, not year, I guess, third quarter last year, they started having a HR policy and so on and so forth. Yeah, so everything became very transparent.
Right.
I will put metrics, I will put my goals that I want to achieve it by the end of the year. I will give my rating at the end of the year. My manager will give the rating at the end of the year. And on that matrix, your increment will happen. Simple. That's how it happened.
Okay.
So I won't say, I guess in my company, it's happening that, okay, women are in a strong position in this company.
Right.
Yes.
They are taking charge, basically.
Yeah, in some portions of it.
Okay.
We can't ask women to go to the site and take the charge of the site.
No?
That can't happen, trust me. That's the last thing that you can expect. Because on the site, it's hard just because you need to have a very strong personality. Even some men can't cope up with the people on the site. True. Because you have to deal with laborers.
Yeah.
They're uneducated. Yeah. They have to be shouted upon.
Yeah.
They have to be screwed big time. Like literally you have to shout abusive words. You have to use abusive words. That obviously we can't expect from women. And if we can. I won't say we can't. But if they do, then there is a kind of a conflict from the labor's perspective. I am hearing from a women.
Absolutely.
So the person won't deliver the task. And what we want, we just want the task to be delivered.
And these are people who come from cultures which are like this Indian subcontinent where the women is treated in a different way. You're supposed to be at home.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be in the kitchen.
So they won't ever take the orders from women. So even if we want to change the culture, it won't be practically applicable.
True.
That's how it is.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes sense. When you talk about construction being male dominated, I think that's the on-site work is very interesting. Like it makes sense completely, and I got the same very similar situation perspective from the other companies, but because these are issues, whether you're a multinational or local company, you're going to have the same.
Exactly.
But I always threw this question back that if construction was a male-dominated industry, then why are the world's most famous chefs and fashion designers men?
Men are great cook. Even I cook really well.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, but then again, that could have been a female-dominated
but it's a one-man show.
Industry.
Chef is a one-man show. It's a team job, no doubt. But everything is a one-man show. You see Gordon Ramsay. You see his show and whatever he does. It's like a one-man show. One man leads and the people follow. And below him, trust me, mostly are women and men. It's like a mixed kind of a ratio. It's not. But the person who has made the dish, whose recipe is there, it's a man. So it's a one-man show. Construction is never a one-man show.
No, that's fine. Team. I'm saying why can't that be a one-woman show? Because I mean, skill-wise, I think
I would counter that with all the big architects are women in this industry. Architects. You don't know Zaha Hadid?
Okay.
You know Yugola Towers?
Yeah.
They have a picture of Zaha Hadid. She just expired. She lives in the UK.
I know Zaha Hadid. And that was only one.
Yeah. Whatever it is. And tell me one man in this industry except the royal family who has a picture of them on a building in the UAE.
On a building?
In Yugola Towers, they have a...
Yugola, so I've got... WHP has an office over there.
They have a picture of Zaha Hadid full... Yes. I guess they have dominated entire ground floor on Zaha. I have seen myself. They have Zaha Hadid gallery or something.
Weird, because I go there for WHP work. Okay, interesting. Next time I'll check it out. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, yes, they did bring up Zaha Hadid in terms of... But not all architects. That's just one person.
No, but all the architect is dominated by women. It's not dominated by men. No. Yes. You go to any architectural firm, not a technical department in a construction, in a contracting company.
Right.
Architecture firm, they're all dominated by women.
Okay. Yeah, there are. We do have a lot of female
even in the course, because I have few of my friends, they graduated from Heritage Architecture and they're all women. Hardly I can see any men in that.
Civil engineering and architectural engineering has a lot of women. Mechanical side and
all guys.
You not have. But then again, it comes back to education. So you go back, right, and you think, okay, if women are not getting the education. Then fewer women are entering the workforce, isn't it? And even those who have an electrical engineering or mechanical engineering background, I have so many friends who have moved to HR. I'm like, you're an engineer, why are you doing this, right?
They don't find the opportunity in the industry. Yeah, exactly, It's rigorous on the site. It's not an easy job. I was there on the site yesterday, and literally when I came back to my home, I was all black.
Oh my
I
God.
was really tired, totally exhausted. I didn't want to do anything, just lie on my bed. It's physically challenging.
It is.
The site.
Yeah.
In the head office, it's relaxing. It's like if you compare it to the site, obviously it's more relaxing in the head office.
No, absolutely. I mean, when you compare it to an office job
Yeah.
versus anything that you do
On the field?
manual or on the field,
Yeah.
it's for me as well. Just coming and doing these interviews is tiring. Teaching is
Yeah.
tiring because I have to stand like
Yes,
for
for
hours. Hours, not
Yeah,
even
oh,
hours.
yeah.
And I don't know if I told you, but I teach at two places.
Yeah, I
so I
know,
do
yeah.
shuttle
Yeah.
between the Australian
Yes,
University
and the Harry Potter,
Newport.
yeah.
So, which is really timetable also I have to make that. I don't plan, and then I'm just running, and then after college starts, I'm not going to be able to come and do things for sure. But yeah, absolutely. In terms of in terms of women again, we've talked about women again. In the UK, there's this whole uproar about how women are not paid the same in same role as men. So there's a pay gap essentially when it comes to gender.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of the gender pay
Yeah,
gap,
yeah.
right? Do you think such a pay gap exists in the UAE?
No.
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 Gender, they're
No.
all paid the same.
They are all paid the same because I would say I have friends in the other industry, in this industry, in my company or other companies, women or men, they are paid the same.
So someone who is a senior cost control or cost control engineer like yourself, who is a female, would get paid the same.
Would get paid same.
Okay.
That's what is happening because we have a planning engineer who's a woman and planning engineer who's a man, and they're both getting paid the same amount.
You know this for sure.
It's in the same range, obviously.
Okay.
I know this because when the increment happens, people discuss off the records. Okay, this is my salary and this is my salary, whatever the salary is. But yeah, they are exactly the same.
Okay, that's good.
Exactly the same. So
yeah.
there is no gender bias in that.
Gender pay gap, and I think you're right in that because that's what a lot of people have asserted as well. Not here, obviously. I just started the interviews, but in the other industry. But do you think there's any other kind of pay gap when we look at diversity? So gender, ethnicity, race, passports.
Passports, yes, they make a lot of difference.
Skin.
Color of the skin and passport, I guess, go hand in hand in that case. Yeah, that's some main criteria. For example, if an Arabic-speaking person comes in my job, Egyptian, and I am there, obviously Egyptian is going to get paid more. And Egyptian or a UK national or a US national obviously will get paid more. Yeah, and they will get all the other benefits, like some other benefits that they have. Like for example, company can give them Saturdays off because we usually don't have only first and third Saturdays off. So then they are flexible in terms of, okay, you can work till 6 o'clock every day and you can take all Saturdays off, but that thing usually is not applicable for us. So I need to fight if I want that. I really need to fight. For them, it comes as a luxury. Like they can just speak and they can get it because of the passport and so on. That is very much evident. I guess not only in this company or this industry, everywhere is like that.
Yeah, true. But I think that when we talk about UK versus other things, I think because the gender pay gap is so evident. Here we have this ethnic pay gap, which is very evident.
Yes.
It's like everyone has talked about
I can tell you very frankly, like we used to work with a construction contracting company, biggest in the UK, called Kia. They are prominent in the UAE itself, and people who used to work in
Could you tell me the
KIER.
Here.
It's the biggest construction contracting company of the UK.
Okay.
And we used to work with them. We are still working with them in some of our projects, and we can see the pay difference. So our document control in our company is getting the lowest. I would say the lowest we're getting is like 5,000, 6,000 after being in the company for 7 years. The document controller in Kia is getting 12,000 dirhams, salary of an engineer. So, and they're all, you can say, it's an MNC, and that's why. But yeah, all the UK people, they feel that no, if we are getting this much, and even a project manager or project director, a UK-based national, it was getting somewhere around 120, 130, and so on, and ours, I guess, are getting 70s or 80s or something. I don't know the exact salaries of ours, but that's what the market says. That the project manager is getting somewhere around 70s or 80s, but UK nationals are always getting 100 plus. That's what they get. I guess they have an advantage over something, and they have a disadvantage over something. They lack technical knowledge, but that is not evident in front of the management. because management never sees the technical knowledge. Management sees communication skills and the way you present something.
Yeah.
That's what brings them apart from the other people, whether they are Egyptians or Indian nationals and so on and so forth. This is an X factor that they have from the birth.
True.
I would say they are extroverts.
Yeah.
They have a very good fluency in English.
Yeah.
The way they present their presentation skills are totally different as if you compare an Egyptian or an Indian national kind of thing. So that's why it gives them an upper hand.
Absolutely. And
when
negotiation as well.
Exactly, yes.
Clients,
They are very good.
Yeah,
They are very good with that.
They sell the...
Exactly. They are the person whom you give the face value of the company. So they are visible. Yeah. That's why I guess they get more money. That's what I feel.
Because they bring in the business.
They bring in the business, yeah. Even if they are not rated to getting in the business, even if they are rated only to presenting it internally in the company, but they are the face for everything. That's why they're getting more.
It's the confidence.
Confidence, exactly. They take the hit. Yeah. I won't say everyone has a good day at job. Obviously, they also have a bad day. Might be they presented something and the management does not like it. They take the hit. But I guess all other nationals, we have a thing of a reluctance of not accepting that we did something wrong, and and the problem with us is we accept the mistake in front of the management. We accept it. Okay, I did this thing wrong, and I will do it. I will correct it in the future. I have seen this thing with the UK. Might be I'm wrong, and might be I'm right. But the UK nationals have this thing that even if they did wrong, they will defend themselves in front of the management. Like, because of the communication skills, they will never feel let down. They will never lose their confidence. Even if they think that they have said something wrong or they have presented a wrong figure or whatever it is, what happens is they will never feel inside, okay, I have lost my confidence and I will not be able. They will go rather, I guess, with more force and try to defend whatever they said. They will come back and they will shout at the team and get the work done right. But still, in front of management, they will never lose the confidence and the poise that they have while presenting. It's a different aura altogether if you are sitting and seeing a UK national presenting. I guess that's the reason that there's a pay gap. And one more reason is there. We Indians, I guess, we are like, whatever we get, let's take the job. Chalega, because our country is weaker. So we think we will never, because of the currency difference and so on, we think that, okay, we are getting this much in the UAE. Oh wow, it's amazing. India, you don't even get 10% of that amount or 20% of that amount.
True.
So that's the reason. So, and we Indians have this thing. We have sent a benchmark to ourselves. Okay, this designation, 7,000 dirhams. Even if I am getting 5,000, it's okay. I will take that. So people will say, so for example, an HR is taking my interview. The person is being hired for 7,000. HR will counter, I have the person for the same designation, same experience for 6,000. So I will give the job to 6,000 person. Why will I pay 7,000?
Correct.
Indians are lowering their value themselves. That does not happen with the UK nationals. They set a benchmark, they never go below that. Indians are trying to always undercut themselves just because we have a poor country.
True, very true. Agreed. And all the stuff that you're saying really lines up with the stuff that others have said as well. Like literally, I'm just like, man, why don't you just write my paper? I'll just give you my research to do.
Yeah, but that's how it is.
But yeah, that's very, very, very true. You know, I think what you accept is the standard.
Yes.
Okay? Standard is set. If you try to go against
it happened with me, I would say. My friend got a job of, his salary is like a driver's salary in my company. And he's working for a very good, not a very good company, he's working for a good construction company. He has the same education that I have. He did not have experience, I did not have experience. He got a job and his salary was 3,000. So I was like, okay. That was the mindset that was set. No one was getting job. The fuel prices had crashed. The market was really bad. I was like, if that's the market standard, even if I get somewhere around that or above that, I'm going to accept it. I won't even counter. And I would say that's what happened with me. I did not counter. Later on, I got to know what I got was somewhere 20 to 30% less than what was projected by my department. This person should have got 30% more and I got 30% less.
Wow.
So this effect comes automatically, and this was, I would say, it's not HR. HR job is to save as much amount of money as they can from the company. It was my job to counter, and I did not feel myself in a strong position to counter just because I saw a benchmark set by an Indian. I got double the amount that he was getting or twice the amount that he was getting. I did not counter just because I thought this person is getting this, I'm getting this much. Oh, that's enough. I did
That's
not
true.
value myself. That was the problem. I did not value
And you know
myself.
what? Looking back, it's too late now.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking back, you're like, oh.
Nothing can be done.
And that's why I want to encourage. I want to have, because it's in HR and everything. And I would, honestly, Ashley, I would love to do so many things within the university, so we can train. Because honestly, the careers department is there, but we need more. It's not enough.
I don't think so. They just post something online and they help in the CVs. That's it.
Yeah, you know what? The real situation from the offices. So we should take these students, the ones who have just joined, go to the classrooms, have them talk to people.
Exactly, share the experience.
I'm now, my course is going to be HRM next semester. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to have them come one day and do classes.
I guess that's what. I forgot the name of the lady. Catherine. Yeah, Catherine. I had a word with Catherine when I was there, and she said, I guess I don't know when it happens, but yeah, people come, ex-Heritwat students, they come and they share their experience, how they enter into the industry and so on. They just share their experience with the students.
Because and this is what I had to ask my WSP when I interviewed the interns and our universities. The thing I specifically asked for their salaries, not because I want to know. I didn't ask anybody else's, but theirs, because our graduates should be confident that if you're applying to this job, they should know. So interns get 5K in WSP, and graduate recruits get 12.
Wow, that's a very good salary. That's a very good salary.
That's why I said, wait, you're saying that you're well paid or whatever, but I'll come back to that point. Why I'm telling you about that company. And such an open culture, flexible. See, they have their issues as well. Every company has. I'm never going to discuss that because that's a confidentiality thing. But the work ethic and culture is like, for a person like you would really like.
Oh, no doubt.
Grow.
Yeah, I know. I know I can grow in a culture like that.
Yeah.
But the only reason I don't want to leave this company is just because you want to blackmail me? No. For me, the thing is, personally, like I share it with all my friends and my family. The only reason I don't want to shift is, first, because in my entire department, everyone works for the director. They are so loyal to him. Everyone.
It's all about people, isn't it?
Exactly. Yes. So first thing is my director.
Yeah.
Second, the problem with me is I hate repetitive work.
Yeah.
And my job is do the same stuff almost every month, and I get bored.
Right. Yeah.
But the thing in this company is the ACC Academy thing that's happening.
That's something that keeps
going,
right?
That keeps me going. Okay, I am doing something apart from my regular job.
Absolutely. When you talked about that, you were so passionate about it that I was like, no, it makes sense that you're here. Yeah.
Because
they're giving you the
opportunity. Yes. They're giving me an opportunity to shine. How many people with 1.5 years, that's nothing, 1.5 years experience, like you're still a fresher, you're still an entry level job.
Right.
How many people get a chance to present in front of the CEO on a weekly basis? I can call my CEO anytime and ask for a meeting. That's the power that I have. I don't think so anyone has that power in any other company.
Absolutely.
I present my presentations to all my entire senior board members. All my directors know me. I don't think so even any person who is 1 year in the company or first ever job will get this kind of an exposure ever.
No. For you, it's working out.
Yes.
You make the most of it.
Yes.
Yes, but you should know that this is the thing, and we should tell our graduates that don't settle for less.
I will give you a very good example. There's a person in IT. He's from Heritwat. He's doing his masters from Heritwat part-time, and he's working over as an intern.
Yeah.
He was an intern for 3 months, then his internship got again increased by another 3 months, and tomorrow's next 3 months is getting over. So he will get to know eventually if he's going to get permanent or no, he's still in public. I just had a word with him, and he's like a young guy, same like my age approximately, and I told him about ACC Academy, and I'm like, even if you're planning, if you don't get, for example, if you get a job over here and if you get a better package in a different company, I said, prefer this company just because of this thing that's happening. I guess no other company will give you this platform at this early age, and this is the only company that's giving. And we don't have any representative from IT in the ACC Academy, and there's a lot and IT is already developing a lot in this company. I said, you're a very good stand. So just in case, if you want to make how many people know you in the company as of now? only the employees over here. Directors just because you're an IT help, so everyone calls you to help you. That's what people value you at. But if you come in ACFM, they are going to value you at a very different pace altogether. You will go to a different level. That's what gives you value. This is what you're going to add. And I was just talking to one person in accounts. I can't disclose the name. And he's there in the company for the last 6 years and something, and he has become stagnant in his designation. He is looking forward to ACC Academy to fast track his growth in the company. So these kind of things, because everyone becomes stagnant at a point where you feel you have a manager above you and he's not going up, and because he's not going up because above him there is no designation left, or there's already a big person around him. So you get stuck. You can't move. You can't go at the same level of your manager. So now people want to like, okay, that's what I mentioned. You can shift your designation not above but horizontally. Not vertically, even horizontally you can shift. That's the thing that people are looking forward to just because of academy. That's the shift that this company has provided to the people. Now people are looking for, okay, now they've given them a hope. Now I can move forward in the company. Because all the other people are like, I've given 6 years in this company and
where am I?
Where am I? Where am I? Everyone is thinking, even I was thinking, where am I? I don't want to do this kind of work always in my life. But now I feel, no, I can, because I can move horizontally. I have a scope to go horizontally rather than going vertically. That's what I think.
Okay, very interesting. Now we're talking about career progressions, and that was automatically we talked about that. And this is something the management wants to know as well. People's opinions about career progression within this thing and how appraisals are done. So could you walk me, and again, what are some of the factors that could hinder your personal growth and development?
Hinder my growth will be, see, how I would say, still the power of your appraisal in terms of designation or monetary is in the hands of your senior managers or directors. Whatever HR policy is set, still HR can't grade us because they can't value our work. Because they're not involved in our day-to-day job. Exactly. So that's why our managers are there. So if I'm in bad terms with my manager, it has happened. It has happened in this company. I would say that people had a bad fight in that bad relationship with the director or the manager, whoever is grading them, and they didn't get appraisal. They didn't get appraisal at all, or people got somewhere around 2% or 3% appraisal. That's nothing. That's really nothing. And that happened 5%. So people were hoping minimum 5% increment would happen, but some people did not even get an increment. Some people got 3% or 4%. Some people got very, very good increment like 20% or 30%, just because they became stagnant and they had a scope to go above, vertically above. So they got a designation change, a good designation change, for example from senior to a manager. So obviously all the benefits will change automatically. So earlier there was no grading system in terms of managerial benefits and senior level employees benefits. Now you have grading system. From 10, manager starts. From 7 to 9 you have, I guess, I don't remember the exact grading, but 7 to 9 is like senior employees who are doing good in the company, and they are senior employees. And I guess 4 to 6 are junior employees, and below that are drivers and laborers and receptionists and so on and so forth. That's how the grading system works. But now that person got a very good raise in the salary just because he's in the 10 to 12 bracket range. So 10 also is divided into 10A, 10B. So even in 10, so he went from 9 to 10. So it was a shift from a senior to a manager. So his salary bracket has to be of managerial level. So he got a very good shift in the salary, plus his designation changed, and all the other benefits now our company is offering. Like they are pushing the company to be fit. So for all the managers, they are giving 50% off on gym membership. So company will revert back 50% of gym membership, annual gym membership. So it's kind of a motivation, small motivation that company wants to give to the managers. So entirely depends upon the relationship with the managers. Simple. Like very, very important. So what leads to relationship is your deadlines, the way you present, and I would say in this company the way you dress in some departments is really important. Like the personality, not you dress, the personality that you have really matters, and your communication skills, very, very important.
And small talk, what about those kind of things as well, where you maybe compliment the manager or just
No. I don't think it's an engineering company. That doesn't work over here. Small talks, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't matter. They will say on your face, "Are you buttering me?" In a funny manner. They will say very frankly, "Are you buttering me? Are you trying to butter me?" So no, that doesn't work.
Okay.
So it's all about the work that you do.
Work. Okay.
The deadlines that you set, because we get the flexibility to set our deadlines. In some departments, I won't say in all departments that flexibility is there. No, for us sometimes, okay. For example, I'll give you a very good example. Like I set deadline 2 weeks from now, but my director said no, you can't set that far deadline. I want it in 4 days. I can't say no, I won't do it in 4 days. I have to do it in 4 days, and that task was not a 4-day task. It was minimum a week task. I took a 1 week extension just because I had so much to do. But that does not matter. So automatically I set the deadline, but he didn't agree with it. So he cut it down by 8 days. I had to do the task in 4 days, and I delivered. That's the pressure that you put in. So I'll give you a very good example about my director. So what happened in ASGC Academy, there was one person on the site, and he was not doing the task. And he was the only one left to submit something important. And he was in Egypt. He was on vacation at that time. He said, "I am in Egypt, I won't do it." I said, "It was your job to leave it on my desk before you left, and you didn't do it. And I'm the one responsible for collecting all the data and making a consolidated presentation for all the academy members." It was during the initial days of the academy. So I said, "Okay, I will convey it," because my director is ASGC Academy director too. So everything goes through him. I went to him, I said, "Okay, I have data from 11 people, I don't have from one." So he asked me why. I told very frankly, this is the reason. So I told the person, the ASGC Academy guy, I said, "Okay, write an email to Mr. Maggot or call him and tell him yourself what actually happened. I have told the story, but if it's better if you talk to him directly, might be he gives you a day or two to finish the task." And that guy said, "I have no clue how to do it." That guy had this person. He said, "I don't know what to do." He had a word with my director. Then after he had a word, my director did not tell me anything. The person called me. He emailed me the thing in 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, he said, "I didn't have an idea." The moment I spoke to him, okay, he just motivated and shouted at me, and I got away and I did the task in 30 minutes. What he thought, he did not work on the task for last 3 weeks. He said, "I was so shocked how I did it, but I did it in 30 minutes and I just forwarded it to you, and it was perfect." So that's the motivation he got, or the shouting he got, and the deadline he said, my director very clearly said, "I don't care. I want it by the end of business."
Right.
Simple. If you send me tomorrow, you are out of the academy. Simple. I don't care. So it's a very strict deadline that is like you feel scared. You want this thing badly because it's a golden opportunity that no one has ever got in the company. So you feel motivated automatically. So that's what happens.
True. So basically people can really make or break.
Make or break, exactly.
Make
or break, simple.
And that's why no one really concentrates on human resources, but they're so important.
No, but I will tell you one thing. How HR came into play during the increments. So for example, my director values me, for example, for a 4,000 dirhams increment. But HR says, "No, 4,000 is not possible. I can't give a person 30% increment or 40% increment." Because they have policies. Maximum is 10%. That's what I think is there, the policy. So they said, "No, we can't give." So then there's a big negotiation. Because of the negotiations between the HR, company also has a budget. Incremental budget and so on. And that all is with HR. They have to control. A departmental budget is there. Your salary cannot be increased this much amount. Obviously, it cannot be like XYZ amount. Your director is getting 150, rest others are getting 5,000. That also is not possible. So the HR has to manage the entire budget. And the department knows, this is their annual budget for salaries. And HR has to manage it. So then the role comes of our director, our senior manager, and the HR. After all the appraisal is set, from our department side, then they come with the HR, they discuss with Ms. Caroline, obviously, that this is the increment that we have decided. Then they both work together. Suppose HR has deducted significant amount from one person, then they say, "Don't deduct the entire amount from this person." For example, reduce 1,000 from here, deduct 500 from this person. Don't deduct not even from a single person altogether. So his increment will totally go down because he performed really well. So he should get some additional increment as compared to his counterparts.
Correct.
So that's how they manage. That's how HR comes into play for increments, because they control the amount of money.
Right.
And they control because HR has to be above the directors, I would say, in these kind of things, because whatever the department says, cannot happen always.
Correct.
So HR has to control, and they need to have an upper hand in terms of cutting down.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah. It's great that you guys have like a proper HR department as well, because some companies don't, like you said earlier on, right? Okay. Tell me about when you think about appraisals. I had a question from Caroline, which I would like to get your insight on. That's what I was looking at. Oh my God, it's 11:41.
Yeah, it's okay, no worries. If my director is not calling me, it's okay. I've told my team I'm in this office, so whatever they have to take, they'll come.
Right. In terms of
Yeah,
in terms of termination and downsizing, being in the construction market, you know that it is project driven, right? Do you believe that the manpower is fairly distributed and downsizing in this company is handled appropriately?
No, not at all. I will say very frankly, I can name 2 departments. The downsizing happened randomly in 2 departments because company thought we have to downsize. So there was no matrix set. They just fired everyone. Eventually the director was fired, and the previous director came back and he hired all the people that the other person had fired. Yeah, because all the good people were fired. So because he didn't have a matrix, he said, okay, give me the list. He said, okay, 2 from the top salaries, 3 from the middle salaries, and downs by 40% or something. And after that, he was suffering just because we didn't have enough manpower. And this is a thing in our company that they don't like to retain the employees. That's a bad thing about this company.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they don't like to retain. They're like, okay, let them go. But what I think is, if you let your employee go, then again, you need to train the next employee, to take the position. So that person will waste 6 months of your time.
Correct.
You will get no output,
Yeah.
and for 6 months you are paying for nothing.
Yeah.
So rather than spend, and obviously new person is going to come at a higher salary. The person will never come at a lower salary. So I can give you an example of accounts. Hello. How are you?
Schedule people.
Yeah.
Look
So
at this why I said
Pauline didn't come. It's her fault. Next is Pauline. It's not my fault. Sorry, I didn't know. I'm not keeping a track of time. And this does not keep a track of
They're
time.
literally, they will talk and we've not even finished. We're meeting over lunch.
Perfect.
No, it's
Are you coming in next?
Yes.
Because I was asking
that's
your
right.
questions, the ones that you had sent.
Okay.
I'm giving some bad outputs of the company.
She wants to hear that.
I know she really
I'm
wants.
shifting employees today, so it's just a very busy day for me. So I'm like,
Do you want to do it some other day?
no,
Completely
tomorrow's
fine.
gonna be
Another task.
every day.
Oh my
She
God.
has a big task on her. She just came back and she has to sort out everything all the mess for last 3 months, and she has to sort it out.
I heard.
Yeah. So as quick as we can.
Let's
me-
go for the next one. We'll meet over lunch or something.
Give me 5 more
Because
minutes and I'll just close it and wrap it up.
And then we'll meet in my room for mine.
For the interview.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
See
Bye-bye.
you.
Yeah. Yeah, so the employee retainment is not there. For example, senior employees, I guess in accounts, and they hired a person, UK National, just for the attractiveness of it. They started diversifying at that time, and they hired a person, very good salary, very, I guess, financial advice, some big designation it was. I don't remember the designation. Person gave no output. They paid 4 months of salary for nothing, and they fired him. Again, second person came, same thing happened with them.
That happens a lot.
Yeah. So, what's the point? Rather than spending money on the new employee, retain the current employee, give him small increment, 10% or 15% increment. Still, it will be less than what you're going to pay the next employee.
Right.
And retain the employee. If you feel, because employee is leaving mostly because of monetary reasons.
Yeah.
Employees shift just because they have. Everyone thinks about money.
Yeah.
I have responsibilities.
Responsibilities.
Exactly, I need to cover.
At the end of the day, see, wherever you're living in Dubai Marina or you're living in Sharjah, okay, your cost of living will affect the amount that you get and amount that you spend.
Exactly.
So everyone wants a good lifestyle.
So that's the thing that is not present in this company's employee retainment.
Okay.
So that's the most important lacking thing.
Right.
And they fire like, they don't have a matrix for firing. They just see the person and they fire. Usually that happens, but in some of the valid reasons, company has reasons to fire and they fire. Whether it's
that's an important issue.
Yeah, it's not just about technical. The person is not good technically in their respective jobs.
Right.
Whether it's whatever department it is, might be they have not good relations or the way they behave in the company. So I guess there was one firing. I don't know the exact reason, but yeah, that's what everyone thought was. There was a lady. She used to have everything on her desk, like hair dressing, and she used to like straighten her hair in the office, put lipstick over there, and she had a pair of 10 heels under her office desk. It's not professional. It's not your home. It's your workspace.
Correct.
So, and hardly she used to work. She was always talking, and there was no output from her job. So technically also she was not strong. Plus she thought, okay, only relations can help her save, like sustain in the company. But that didn't help out. Eventually she went, after 2 months she went to a better company. That's a different story altogether. But yeah, that was, I guess that was the reason for her firing, because it's not just about technical knowledge, it's about how you behave in the company, how you greet the people, how you have a relation with the company. It's a professional relationship. It's not a personal relationship in the office. Outside the office you can have a personal relationship. That's okay. But in the office it has to be professional. So that can be a reason for firing also. That has been a reason rather in this company. Right.
Okay, I have some more questions, but before we move on, I had a few questions on social capital. Okay? Now, what is social capital? It is the relationships and the networks that you build over time that help you in advancing your life or in any form. Okay? Mostly positive. Yeah. So, in terms of HR practices, what do you think are the practices, informal HR practices of networking and relationship building
among the team members
that are utilized in the UAE, in the Middle East or in UAE?
We have nothing. Yes, literally. Yes. Yeah, our company has nothing in this kind of sort of thing.
No? Okay. Now we'll go back a few months because you told me one word back then. Everything is about Vasta.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, but you said informal practice by HR, so that's
not HR.
No,
but
you said that was the question. Like
how? But in terms of social.
So yeah, obviously, like over here in the UAE specifically, that Vasta, like if you know a person, then that's everything. If you don't know a person, it's very tough to get a job, because even if you're looking for a job, like my colleagues, I know people from Merit, what they were looking for a job, they contacted me and they specifically said, please refer us. So without reference, you can't even arrange an interview in Dubai. Hardly anyone looks up at Naukri Girl for some other websites and they call you. Big companies, never. So you really need to know, because if you see any company's website, while people are applying for a job, they have an option called reference. Why do they have it? Because they give the first look to people who an employer already knows.
Correct.
So that the person can say, okay, the credibility of the person automatically increases. That's why Vasta is very important.
Very important. Do you think sometimes it's misused?
Yes.
In recruitment?
Oh yes, for sure, yeah. Because people like to have people they know around to get a job or to get a good salary that they are getting, or people who don't have the caliber to fit to that particular designation, and through Vasta they get the job and they're not able to perform. And later on they suffer. Obviously, automatically they suffer. But yes, obviously misuse of the power is always there. You can't say there is never misuse of power.
Does that happen around here? Because I know Karen did mention some things.
As of I know, I have never come across this kind of thing. Like someone has referred someone and the person has not performed. I don't think so.
Not performed, but they have come in because of that.
The person you just met. I heard, I am not sure.
Who? Okay.
I have heard, I am not sure.
Okay.
He does not accept it, but that's what I have heard. That he knows someone and he came directly to the company. That's what I've heard. But
if I interview him, I'll find out.
Yeah, but I don't think so he will confess. No one is going to confess that thing, because he came directly from the top without any interviews in the accounts department. So that's what people think. Rest.
Okay.
I don't know. That's the one name I know. There's one more person, but he's nephew of.
So his family. Blatant nepotism.
That you can't do it. That you can't say anything.
Right. Okay. What are your views on Vasta? Do you see it as a positive or negative?
For me, I see it depends how you use it. For me, I see it as positive, because you can say for me also it was kind of a Vasta that I came into the industry, but totally depends upon if the person who is referring you totally believes in you or not. Because I have tried Vasta with people who my father knows and so on and so forth, or who don't know, the people who don't know me directly but indirectly they know me, they have heard about my name and so on. But those kind of Vastas don't work, or even if they work, it's useless actually.
In the long run.
And the long run is useless because the kind of backing. So my director referred me in the company, and luckily I got the job. He didn't take my interview because he wasn't supposed to. I was referred by him.
Yeah.
So I went through all the technical query, technical interview, and the HR interview, and so on. And once I was hired, I can say yes, that Vasta helped me a lot in terms of getting an interview that was really important at that particular time.
Right.
And I had a kind of a pressure on me because to perform, because to prove that okay, if someone is believing in me, I need to deliver back. And I was in his team only. I didn't go into another department.
Yeah.
So I need to prove it to him also, and to the entire team that the person he chose was not wrong.
Correct.
So it builds the trust of my director in the company. Okay, he gave me a chance, and you can say kind of an entry level program our company had. They hired a new person in the company because I don't think so anyone else came directly at that particular time in this department. Because in this department you need some experience to come. So then they tested me out and it paid them well. It's paying them benefits. You can see the progress what I have and the position I have in the company as of now. So it's mutual beneficial, I would say. So Vasta is helpful, I would say. I have put Vasta for so many people as of now from here at what. So they are getting interviews. So might be they don't get the job, that's a different story, but at least they're getting interviews. That's the thing.
Yes, so my next question comes about, so in terms of getting an interview using Vasta helps.
Vasta helps a lot. Like I would say 99% is Vasta, 1% is caliber or might be your luck. 1% is luck, 99% is Vasta.
For interview.
For interview, yes, for interview.
For job?
For job also, if the Vasta is a strong member of like the company, like HR, strong HR, right? Any director, I would say, any senior level employee, then the person, if you're going in his or her team, then they can push. Then they can really push.
They can get you in.
They can get you in.
Okay.
Easily.
Even without interviews, like you said, it might have happened.
Yes. Yes. Even without interviews, it can happen.
Yeah. Promotion. Do you think having good relationship and social capital with your manager and directors and helps in getting promotions?
I haven't seen this thing in this company. I have heard about it in the UAE, but I haven't seen it in this company as of now. That's the thing.
Buttering up doesn't.
I told you. Buttering up doesn't work here.
Doesn't work here.
Doesn't work here.
Okay, awesome. Right. What academia says is that Vasta is a neutral force. For those who it works in favor of them, it's good. But if it works against them, it's
obviously
bad.
I know people in this company, like the person who has come with Vasta, so the other person is jealous of the other person. Okay, he came above me without interview through a Vasta, and he's dominating me, and he's getting all the benefits. Obviously, people who come with Vasta and they come without interview, that means their Vasta is very, very good. It's very strong Vasta. So that means the career growth in the company is automatically affected because of that. It goes smoothly for them. So that's what happens, and people are jealous. I won't say people are not jealous in the company. Obviously they are. In the department. Not other. In this company, the best thing is what happens in the department stays in the department. So whatever the politics is, whatever happens, it happens in the department. Other department does not even care. Because even the salaries do not go as, okay, whether I am grade 9 and grade 9 in different departments, our salaries can be variable. So our career growth, career path can be different because everyone in accounts is a manager in this company. But in other departments, no, it's not like that. Because in accounts, I would say that there's a manager and there's no subordinate. So what's the point of giving a designation of no value? So, but people have been given so many years to the company and they are good at their work, so that's why they have a designation called manager. So other people can feel, okay, that person is a manager and have worked the same number of years in the other department, I don't have a designation. That does not matter.
It's all
depends on.
It's all variable
to department to department. How each department has a hierarchy. Obviously there's a company hierarchy, but every department has a different hierarchy. So it totally depends upon that.
It's really intricate, isn't it? Like when you think of management and how a small company becomes so big, and then how people are managed. It's a huge.
What I see is the good thing about this company that I have noticed is all the people who are in decision-taking power, like all the directors, they're close to the CEO because their reporting manager is the CEO of the company.
Correct, of course.
So all of them, if the CEO feels that the persons are not loyal to them, he does not keep them.
Yeah.
For example, they shifted, like they have fired and hired quite a few directors at the moment. So the people who are loyal to the CEO, who he believes in, trusts in, are there. Automatically that carries forward to the hierarchy. So my director, if he has a trust in my director and the accounts, the CFO and other procurement director, the team, the directors, department director also have the same trust throughout. So it follows through.
Yeah, very true. It's true. You have no qualms in referring people, right? Like people you believe in. How do you refer people? On what basis of?
How do I refer people if I want to refer?
If you want to be the Vasta for a person,
so for me,
what do you need to know?
The criteria for me, right?
The criteria for you, yeah.
For me, the criteria would be the criteria that I got to know after I was hired was how my company, my director hires is. For me, he is my ideal, I would say. Very simple thing put forward, and that's what drives people is the knowledge. The technical knowledge comes last. Because you are fresher, how can you have a technical knowledge of an industry? It's not possible. Whatever they teach in theory is hardly anything practically.
It's not going to work.
Exactly, it's not going to work. So the thing you need is to be honest. You should be hardworking, and you should be ready to learn. You should have an attitude to learn. Not to conflict your team on everything. So these are the three things that are very important for me. You need to be hardworking, obviously. You need to be honest with the team. You need to be trustworthy.
So if you find someone like that and you think that that's their work ethic, you will refer them.
Yes, I will refer them. If they have the will in them to succeed. That's it. They need to have the fire in them. For me, I personally see the fire because I had 20 people who asked me for reference. I guess I had referred only 2 people, and for those 2 people, it's not only in my company I referred. I guess I have referred them in another 15 companies. Literally, I have asked my contacts to refer them, and they trust me. They trust my judgment, and they are putting their Vasta for it. So they trust me, so they trust my judgment. Okay, this person would be good. That's why they want to refer the same person.
You know that's always because it comes to bite you in the back later on. Having said that, would you do people favors because they've done something for you which was very important, but you know that they're not good enough? Would you put in their Vasta, put in their good word?
That's a tricky thing.
It is, yeah.
It's a very tricky thing.
It plays on values and psychology.
Obviously, yeah, but it totally depends what kind of a thing whatever the favor is. Favor is a favor, I would say. But if I can favor them in something different rather than a job, I would do that. I wouldn't take the risk because it comes on my reputation and the reputation that I've built for years in the company, and it takes a lot of time to make a reputation, and it takes one small incident to destroy it, and you can never get the reputation back.
Very true.
So I can't play on my personal reputation for someone I think is not capable. If I think it's not capable, that means my company would think the same. So I know how my company works, what kind of mentality that people have, so obviously I won't refer. I would return the favor for sure in the future.
Something else,
but not a job for sure.
I usually ask value related questions to my students because I teach them about OB. So I ask them to write down values that are important to them, and they go to the board and say honesty, integrity and all of that. And then I tell them, okay, now that we've written all of these things, how many of you would cheat on an exam if you can get away with it? And
everyone.
80% will be like,
yeah, obviously, yes.
Yeah, I'm like, all that honesty and fairness and it's all out the window. Okay, but 20% will say, no, I'm still not going to cheat because of, my values. Okay, that's important to me. I said, it's very likely that people are not going to cheat on an exam because they usually study for it and they know that they will pass.
Exactly.
So what if you're going to fail the exam? A twist, a little more, making it a little more difficult to live up to their integrity and honesty and values. So they'll say, in that case, okay, I'll cheat. So some of them will say still, so 10% will still say no, I'll still not cheat even if I fail. Okay? And for those guys, I said, okay, if you fail, now you're going to fail, you know that you have to repeat the course, and this course will cost you another 10,000 dirhams, which your parents are paying for, and your father has just lost his job. Now you're in financial difficulties. You're going to not cheat, fail this course,
and ask your father
to pay 10 when he doesn't have a job. At that time, what will you do? So I push them to the level
optimum level.
Yeah, because I'm seeing that what value breaks through.
Yeah.
So family, the value of family will always
obviously it will overpower everything.
Exactly.
Everything.
So when I talk to them about these issues and I bring in family. Because nepotism.
Exactly, the perspective totally changes. Totally changes.
When it comes to my own, I will not let anything bad happen to them.
Exactly, yes, that's how it is.
So again, so if you say about the favor now, that has to do with family, and you know that.
I have it. I have a person right now in Dubai. My father literally calls me and says, "Okay, arrange something for him." I said, "Okay, I will try." But it's I helped him monetary. So my father said he doesn't have money, he doesn't have cash left on him. I said, okay, I will help him. But that doesn't mean I am going to put a word forward for that person. I said, okay, if he wants a job, I can get it in India for him. My one phone call away, that's it. And the job is not like an engineer. It's a very low class job that I said I can't refer, especially in my company, that person coming at such a low level. I don't want to refer. I don't want to give I don't want to give my perspective, my image on the company, that I am referring such low people in the company and people who don't even matter to the company. So I said I can get a job like that. Like I just call a person, I can get the job in my company. But I don't want to do that. It's against my integrity that I don't want to refer a person. I say if he needs monetary, if he is not able to sustain in Dubai, I can help him monetary. But that too to a certain limit. It's not that
if you can't live here, you can't live here.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what I said. If he wants a job some other place, because my father said long time before when I was a kid, his father helped me. I said, Khalli walli man. Okay, he did a favor on you. I'm ready to repay the favor. Simple. But I can't do it in this country. If you want, I'll call one person in India. He will get a job for sure. I'll get a good salary. It's not that he will get a very bad salary, but still I can't help him in the way. Simple. I will return a favor, but to a certain extent. What I will feel comfortable in
doing
exactly what is possible in my hands. Simple. For me, getting a job over here is also it's in my hand, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So for me, whatever I'm comfortable in, my reputation matters a lot to me. I am a reputation kind of a guy. I'm a big egoistic kind of guy also. So for me, everything matters a lot. And if anything comes on my reputation, I'll back off.
Simple. Right. Even if it's family, because I do that with family as well. I don't, because I know that my brother will not work as per my standards.
For me, I have my parents asked me, because my brother studied in the UK and he went to Hong Kong to do his internship. He's a very brainy guy. So my father asked me that get him a job. I said I will get him a job very easily, but I don't want him to be to be so easy for him to earn the job. He's elder brother to me, so he already has experience. So I said, it's for me, okay, I will arrange interviews in the biggest real estate firms. He did real estate management, and I can get him a job. But I don't want that. I said, let him struggle the way I struggled. He should understand the value.
The big brother.
Yeah, obviously I am the big brother in the house. Obviously, that's how it is. So it's like I said, let him learn the importance of struggling, because earlier jobs, father called and he got the job. I said, let him understand the struggle. He has struggled throughout his life for studies and he was never a sharp student. So he has struggled. But I said, the struggle of getting a job is a different thing altogether. And I don't want him to have it on a silver platter in front of him. So I said, please make it hard for him. I said, last option, I am there. That's the last option. Why is he making it the first option? So, but I didn't convey this message to him. And not the same way I conveyed it to you, to my father. I conveyed it a very softly in a different way, so that they understand it very well. And I told my mother me and my brother, we are very close. So I told my mother that, okay, this is the situation. I want him to struggle. If nothing happens, I am there. I will just call him to Dubai. So why are you worrying about it? So let him struggle, let him find. Trust me, he's working for JLL in Bangalore and he's withdrawing a salary way good than anyone in India. He's enjoying his life. So what else? So I said, there's always something better. And even for family, I will use it, but when I think it's most needy, like they can't do anything. Like for example, I'm a person of good contacts in India. So my small brothers will call me, Bhaiya, I want to organize something, or please call your friends. I arranged like few of my cousins wanted internships in India, law firms and so on. Even if I'm not in the background, but I know people, I just call a person and I arrange internships for them. In the hotel industry, one of my cousins is doing HM. So I know he has the willpower to work in that industry. He wants to really do it. Then only I will refer.
Right.
Simple. That's what I told him. He went to France. I arranged an internship for him in France. So I help my family. But still my reputation comes on the line.
Yeah.
I won't ever compromise on my reputation, even if it's for family.
I'm the same. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No favors for
anyone.
Simple. I don't want to waste my favors.
Getting late.